Rafa and his family got that fried chicken, didn't they?
They were in heaven going on a picnic going fishing with fried chicken. When they
bucket of fried chicken, yes Lord.
They had the shot of the fried chicken going in the basket. I was like, did we have to? If you're watching this video, then congratulations. You're now watching Binge Twins TV.
You're on Binge Twins. Welcome. Let us know what you're binging. Obviously, we love binging shows. We love watching movies. That's what we're here on this channel doing, so you should subscribe.
If you're watching this video, then you're probably a fan of Legacies.
Exactly.
We're here to discuss episode 2 of season 3. If you're a fan of the franchise of the CW,
if you're all in,
if you believe in always and forever,
always and forever, always and forever,
subscribe to this channel. It's where you want to be for all Legacies content, past, present, and future.
Raph. You said yourself that Raph deserved to get away from all this nonsense, and that's exactly what Hope just granted him with his family, his mom and his dad at that. I mean, Raph really got the storybook ending. We saw the writer, one of the writers of this episode, tweeting beforehand talking about how the actor who plays Raph really had like a great performance in this, and I'm gonna agree. I mean, this was all about Raph.
If you're a crier, if you're one of those people who your heartstrings just get torn at certain moments and you feel those goosebumps coming on your arms, this was the episode for you.
The sentimental, big
sad
picture
music,
message.
Yeah.
Raph has been through it.
Yeah.
I mean, let us know what you guys think about Raph. Are you thinking that we might see him later on because they left the door open by doing the prison world scenario as opposed to just killing him off? So
we'll probably see him again and he'll show up.
Raph and his family got that fried chicken, didn't they?
They were in heaven going on a picnic going fishing with fried chicken. When they
bucket of fried chicken, yes Lord.
They had the shot of the fried chicken going in the basket. I was like, did we have to? They're descendants of kings and Arthur, and fried chicken.
They just made Raph had the nerve to make him royalty
for nothing. And Landon gives him the sword. And what is he gonna do with the sword in heaven? Ain't nobody gonna attack him.
Where Hope turned into Little Red Riding Witch, and
like
through
the history of Arthur.
I thought he would, because Landon was really into that thing, and it was just a classic case of Landon, I'm not trying to do this. I'm happy here. I love my life. Stop trying to create something for both of us that doesn't need to happen.
You've always wanted to be special. I've just wanted to be normal.
I'm also hoping that Josie is going to make a return. Comment down below if you agree and if you feel the same. They didn't really give her like a huge send-off. She wasn't in the episode at all, so I'm just assuming she's like eat, pray, loving with Caroline somewhere, which is fine. I don't want to ever forget about Josie, and I think that Raph has similar potential too to come back full circle. They made him fully accessible in the prison world. I mean, Hope was ready to send Landon back on a dime. Like, you could go back and vacation there if you want, because I got business to handle over here.
Land, come on,
Land. I gotta go, Land. I mean, they kind of foreshadowed another character death with your Egyptian man lion Malivore monster predicting that somebody from the Salvatore school will die. Let us know what you guys think. Who's going to be the next one to die this season?
I feel like we have to kind of stray from the obvious choice, which is Landon right now, because he's human. The potential for his death is there. That's kind of the obvious. Certain characters really make you react to a death. So it's not just going to be anybody that dies. Landon, I think, again, is an obvious choice, but who else? Who do you guys think would be some other key choices? Because like the Saltzman twins, I feel like you rule out. Obviously, you rule out Hope. I hope you would rule out Alaric, but that's the kind of death that would really strike a chord. I mean, could you imagine Alaric actually? Death is a major moment. Speaking of which, we are now in the hand-in trouble territory. There's trouble in paradise. Hope and Landon, officially, Hope and Landon are on the ropes, and I told y'all that was gonna happen. There are people out there who agree with me. This Landon thing was just not the move, and is not gonna be the move. He might have been one of the first triggers towards the path to Dark Hope. I mean, the signs and the triggers: loss, grief, and loss. We just lost Raph. We do not need to push Hope to the dark edge anymore.
She told him, you know what happens when I start losing people.
You of all people know what that does to me.
And let me tell you something, when somebody's telling you that things trigger them, you believe them, especially when they're a full-on tribrid. Now, before we knew that Landon was a Phoenix, Hope was doing that anyway, and she was in love with him, and she was defending. We mentioned how Landon overanalyzes and overthinks everything.
You didn't say that it'd be okay. that we would be okay.
Like, really? That
Right.
You've been keeping
Yeah.
tabs on, like, what I'm
Right.
saying and not saying?
He wanted her to say that it would be
live your
okay.
life.
What
Like,
are you talking about? We got
talking
spells
about?
to
Figure out how
cast and people to save.
Hope is getting tired of him.
And I would be too. It's exhausting. That's a lot
I can't
of...
believe he had the nerve to come at her like that. I really can't. I couldn't believe he had the nerve.
And I also want to touch on, speaking of iffy relationships, Rick and that sheriff is really messy because I really thought that one was going to bag
Rick
the other
is
by
on some
now.
other stuff.
But Rick has her compelled to do half the stuff that she's doing. That's not
Rick's
right.
on some other stuff. Yeah, that's why he can't be in a real relationship
No.
because the woman who's actually interested in him, he's hypnotizing. Like,
That's
let us
not
know what
okay,
your
Rick.
reaction was to that. Because, like, my thing was like, you have to do what you have to do to protect the town, right? I mean, when you look at it traditionally, the sheriff, right? Like, he's had
Yes.
Matt Donovan before. Like, the sheriff is always in tandem. Like, you need the sheriff. That's how far you're willing to go to. But I mean, the answer is yes. Rick is
Oh, yeah,
is ride
Rick
or
will
die.
take it
I
there.
mean, that's why he was number 2 on our top 10 list. Rick may not be powerful, but he is resourceful and he's willing. He will get it done, especially when it comes to his daughters. Yeah,
And
that was
speaking
crazy.
of his daughters, shout out to Lizzie because I also said that I wanted to see
It was
her
a good
step
episode
up
for
more
Lizzie.
as a
She had a couple
Saltzman
good
witch.
moments in there.
And she was very proactive. She was very hands-on. She came up with plans throughout the episode, even though her little spell didn't work, and that was low-key Landon's fault anyway. It had nothing to do
Right,
with
come
her.
up it.
I was very proud of Lizzie's representation in this episode.
And looks like the Necromancer and Alyssa Chang are building up
Teaming
as who is going to present the challenge that we ultimately need to face. And in this case, who Hope needs to face. But the Necromancer and Malivore and every single monster in the Malivore pit, apparently, according to Alyssa Chang, is about to be running wild. And Hope may need to tap into Dark Hope to tap in and save the day in the end. I mean, any number of things can lead to that, but I think that's one of my theories.
Subscribe to Binge Twins. We are fans of prominent villains, and the Necromancer has become a consistent villain, but he's kind of like that weird villain because he doesn't really creep me out anymore.
Right.
He doesn't scare me. He's kind of funny
more
now.
funny than
So
scary.
I want to see development of a pending threat that we have to work toward. The Super Squad tried that entire episode to find something to save Raph. Spells, tricks, treats, everything, and it all came back to Hope.
Who came up with this? I mean, you got dozens of vampires around, all them speeding around, reading all the books. Where was Dorian? Got all them books out. Where was Dorian? Where's Dorian?
Who else is going to help Hope? The Super Squad is down some bodies.
Yeah.
So are we getting a new character this season? What do you guys think? Because it feels like we need maybe a flamethrower or an energy ball person.
Another good witch. You can always use another witch.
We can always use another good witch.
Right,
Absolutely.
Right. Some new character is debuting on Legacies this season. I saw her tweeting about it, the actress who plays her. And I think I saw a couple tweets about who she's supposed to be playing in Legacies. New characters would be good because we are down a few bodies. We could use some new blood.
Hope was acting weird in that episode, yo.
She does not look the same.
She's
She does
not
look
acting
She doesn't even
right.
sound the same.
No.
There's no emphasis on how she is since she woke up, and that's why we're skeptical.
Yeah.
We're watching her. We're looking at her eyes and
body
and
language.
dilation and body language and voice inflection.
I tweeted out if anybody thought that she was acting weird, and I got some engagement on Twitter from people, so I don't think it's just us. Let us know where you guys are at with all of this, because we're just getting started in this season of Legacies. Everything is unraveling.
Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Check out our other Legacies content, and as always, subscribe to Binge Twins. You might as well, if you're not by now, you might as well just subscribe and stay here, be here, all in.
You've always been all in.
Next week is the musical episode. Everybody gets to have their, Disney Channel moment and
Right,
start
High
singing
School
and dancing
Musical.
and expose your hidden talents that nobody knew you had.
It's the last 4 minutes
last 4
where
minutes.
we tap in and say, okay, what after all this is done, what's coming next?
Right.
Things are still kind of unraveling.
Yeah.
And then at the end they'll give you the cliffhanger and then the call out and the build out with the blood drip. We all know the last drop, and then it goes to black, and then you know how in the script and the blood drop, and after the cliffhanger, those hit different. You know that we love Danielle Rose Russell. We're looking for her. She's from New Jersey. We want to interview her. We're from New Jersey. Her birthday is one day before ours. I mean,
Her birthday is literally on Halloween, and our birthday is the 1st of November. If there's not a cosmic sign, Klaus, strike me down if this is not a sign, because
Bennett which line, strike us and curse us if we are not in the right I mean, we just feel like we are right where...
We just want to have a conversation with Danielle Rose Russell.
We're here.
Please.
We're not going anywhere.